Hey, what's up guys, this is Liam or Weagle on your Overwatch, back with a new video today. Patch notes, they've just come out. We did a video last night saying that there was some big changes coming and they have dropped, and some of them are very interesting. Now, we will play these heroes and we will find out more about them and break them down specifically and what we think they'll do to the meta. But for today, we're going to go through what we think they'll do for now, and also if they'll actually make it to the final release when the real patch drops. The first thing I want to mention, which I find a little bit weird though, is that with this new PTR, there's no competitive. So we've got all these heroes to test, however you can currently only do them in a quick play environment. So I think they should bring at least another game mode where there's only a single pick, just so that we can test how they would actually work in a normal team comp. But for now, things have changed and here's what they are. The first thing is that dealing damage to non-players like Torb's turrets and Symmetra's teleporter, they don't charge ultimate abilities anymore, which is a little bit weird because they are enemy things and usually doing damage to enemies would charge it. So that's a weird one, and I don't know really where they're planning on going with that. But all ultimates have cost more now, all of them, in the entire game, every single one. So even ones that take ages like Zaria's has got another 25% on top of that. So that is a huge change, and a very interesting one at that. There's some like Mei's that needed to be increased, and there's some like Anna's that also needed to be increased, but some of them, really? 25% more? This is a crazy change, and it is stated, I must say, that they're not definitely going to bring these out. These are work in progress, and they're even going to change them during the PTR some more, so that we can see where they go in the future before they actually bring them for the final release. So D.VA's mech, health has been increased to 200, which was formerly 100. Armor remains at 400, so she now has 600 HP. This means that with Torb's armor and Symmetra's shields, D.VA can have 700 HP, which is a hell of a lot. Now, this is huge for D.VA. Her movement speed while firing has been increased by 25%, which I think is double what it originally was. Now, this is a big difference. You can notice it when you're doing it, and it's not crazy, like it's not overpowered. But I think they're trying to bring D.VA into the meta a little bit more to try and counteract like Anna nano boosting a Reaper, right? That's really powerful, but it's nowhere near as powerful if D.VA is in the game. So I think that's probably the angle they're trying to take on this, and we'll have to find out as we test it if she's OP. Soldier's 76 bullet damage has been increased from 17 to 20. Now, you can do the maths if you want, but that's 3 extra damage per bullet, which is 6 extra damage per bullet to the head. So if you're hitting 20 bullets in the head, you're doing a hell of a lot more damage as Soldier now. The bullet spread has been increased though, so it's a little bit harder to hit them, but to be honest, I don't think it's going to make a big difference at the distances that you would be using him. So Anna's nano boost has been changed, and no longer does someone get a speed increase when you use it on them, which seems crazy to me, because I thought they would just make it a little bit harder to get, but for them not to have any speed increase definitely takes away from how it works, and I'm not really sure if it's going to be as good as it was, or if it'll be just about the same. Again, this one will have to be tested before we find out. So here it says that Mei's ultimate cost has been increased by 15%. So is this 15% with the 25% for all heroes, which would be 40% more than before? We'll have to find this one out as we test it, but Mei's Blizzard was too often, and I don't think that anyone's going to be too upset about this. Now, Lucio's amp it up. His healing per second has been decreased by 10%, and I think this is just sometimes to make people think maybe I'll take another healer and not Lucio. I don't think it'll make a big difference though, just like when they got rid of his speed before. They reduced it by a fair amount, but it really didn't make much difference, and it's still one of the most used abilities in the game. Zaria has been changed significantly. The power gain from barriers has been decreased by 20%, which means from the 2 shields, so shielding yourself and shielding an ally, the max you can get is 80%. It doesn't decrease any faster though, it's just the same. However, you will need 3 shields now, and they'll have to be well placed and timed in order to get 100% charge. I think this is a good way to nerf her a little bit, but not really remove her from the meta. Now, the final one, which is one of the biggest buffs, is Torbjorn. His scrap now automatically generates even before the game starts, which is interesting because before the game starts you can automatically give 2 people 75 armor, which is quite a lot, really. However, the amount of scrap collected from a fallen enemy has been decreased by 40%, so you don't get it as much when you pick it up off of dead bodies. This hammer swing has been increased by 25%, but the damage has been decreased, so you can put up your turrets a little bit faster, but it doesn't do as much damage when you try and slam people in the face. So these are some interesting changes, and there's not really any way of telling how they're going to play until they put competitive in, but it's definitely going to be interesting, in quick play at least, seeing loads of D.VAs and Torbjorns everywhere. I think this is a great start for Blizzard to do this. I just think that competitive, or at least a single quick play list, really needs to be in there for us to make a difference and change it for the final release. Let us know what you think in the comment section down below, and be sure to drop a like and subscribe if you guys enjoy. Don't forget to follow our Twitter and our Twitch stream, where we stream every day. We also have a Discord where you guys can find people to play with. I hope you all have a great day as always, guys. Take care and peace, people.